Hello, I'm Sarah. I'm an artist with Seint, and today we're going to talk about applying our 3D foundation with one brush, the 3D brush. So I've already primed my face with our Seint setting spray. In the wintertime, my skin tends to be more on the dry side, so I always prime with that and let it soak in my skin for a couple minutes before I put my makeup on. Now, I'm going to start with my color corrector, and that's Aspen Contour, and I just hit the spots that are a little bit red on my face. And I'm just gonna take the bunny tail end, tap in lightly, you cannot even see it. This is that step where you want the least amount of product. These products are so pigmented. They're 80% pigmentation, whereas traditional makeup is 18. So a little bit goes a long way, and you can already see my redness is gone. I'm not gonna bother my under eye area right now. I just kind of wanted to show you guys how Aspen targets redness. So we're gonna move on to our contour. And I don't typically put my contour on first, but if you're just starting out, it's a great roadmap for where everything else goes if you start there. So I'm gonna start with that. And I'm gonna you can either take the bunny tail end and pinch it, or you can take the skinnier end, whatever you prefer. I'm gonna do the bunny tail end. And I'm kind of bougie, so I have 2 contour shades, and I'm just gonna mix them. We're just gonna tap into both. You can see my bristle, you can see it on there, but my bristles are not stuck together. That's what we want. We do not want them stuck together, clumpy. We don't want that. Why is this not showing up? Gotta get in there. Okay, we're just gonna outline. You can like barely see that. Maybe I need to up my color here. I'm trying a new one. Usually I'm Astoria or like indigo, but I'm trying one that no one ever uses. It's called Shadow, and I'm mixing it with olive. And you guys probably won't be doing this, but I'm just doing it to see how it works out. Obviously not well for my skin tone anyway. But anyway, if you can barely see that, but it's on. And then I'm gonna move on to my cheekbones, and I'm gonna take the same end, tap in. And for your cheekbones, as you can see here, I have a lot of shadow there. That's where we're gonna put our contour. I don't like to go directly in the shadow. I like to go up a little bit on the underside of my cheekbone, kind of give my face a little bit of a lift. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, shows up much better on my cheeks. It's giving a little bit of a ashy look, but we'll fix it. I got a little too much shadow, that color. It's very greenish, like ashy green. But we won't know if it's good until we try it, now will we? So that's what I'm doing. Okay, got that on. I'm not blending that in yet. I'm gonna go into my, and you don't have to do this, but I'm just gonna take my brush and just kind of like wipe it off on a paper towel. And then I'm gonna go in, here's where I'm extra again. I'm in between shades right now. Usually I'm sandy, but right now I'm in between and my makeup is looking weird, so I'm mixing 2 shades. So I'm mixing Sandy and June. And we just tap in. We don't want to swipe because that puts way too much product on our brush. So I'm just gonna start on my lower jawline, go across my chin. Same thing over here. And if you start in the back, it's good because if you get too much product on, it's not as noticeable. So keep that in mind. I'm just gonna pat. Now I'm not blending this out yet. I'm just putting it on. Just getting it on my skin. Did you see how that just covered up that blemish? Wow, that was really cool. Okay, it looks crazy right now. Don't panic. Okay, then I'm gonna flip over. Well, I forgot my nose. Let's do that, shall we? I'm not gonna mix colors on my nose. I'm just gonna do my darker shade, Sandy. Okay, I'm gonna flip over to the smaller end, and I use June as my brightener as well. So I'm just gonna tap in, and I'm gonna put a little bit right here in the corner, inner corner of my eyes. Okay, then we're gonna put some on the outer corner. And I'm sure you're wondering about this area here. I have aging under eyes. I have fine lines, wrinkles, crepey skin there. I don't like to draw attention to that area, and I don't like to put a lot of product in that area. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the bunny end, the bunny tail end, and I'm gonna just dab it in my darker shade, pop it right there on each side. Not all the way up to my lash line, but just right there. So, and then I'm gonna go back in with my brightener, and I'm just going to put a little bit on, and we're gonna go between our eyebrows, down my nose, get my Cupid's bow. The Cupid's bow is such a pretty part of everyone's face, and people sometimes forget that or don't realize that, but brighten there because it's so pretty. We're gonna do our chin. Looking out my window, there was a car going by. Okay, so I've got that all on. I don't have my blush yet, I don't have my illuminator, and I don't have my bronzer. I am going to blend all of this out first, and then we'll go from there. So, just gonna take the fluffy end again. And when we blend out, after we put everything on our face like this, we wanna start with the lightest shades and then blend to the darker ones. So I'm gonna start here, and I like to just tap, stipple that on, and just make sure you don't want to go over the contour. And you notice everything that is on my face is in one layer. It's not layered on top of each other. This stuff goes on like paint by numbers, and certain shades go in certain areas, and my shades won't be your shades most likely. That's why you need to be color matched. So fill out my color match form. I'll link it below. It's free. So you fill that out, and then I'll send back every match for you and your specific skin needs. And then you can decide if you want to purchase this awesome makeup. Okay, I've got a majority of it blended. I think I'm going to save my eyes for last. So I'm going to go in here with blend my contour, and contour is tricky. You can over blend it really easily and blend it away. So you want to be, if you do that, just add more. Like I can already tell I'm definitely gonna need more because I like me some contour. I'm just gonna do one color this time. Let me just do, and I think mine are cold, and that's why they're not like picking up very well. Get in there. All right. There we go. That's better. We can see that. Much better. Okay. You can see I have like a little rainbow shape on my forehead. I'm going to go in back into my cheekbone area, and we're going to, this hair will not stay out of my way. Okay. We're going to blend that, flicking up. We don't want to blend it down because that's going to drag our face down. Get this side again, just a little more contour. It's so funny. Everyone's so intimidated by contour, and I was too. Before I started using this makeup, I never contoured, ever. I put one flat color on my face and called it a day, but not anymore. Our faces are not one color. We have shadows, we have bright areas, we have a lot going on. So we should apply our makeup accordingly. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Now I'm gonna go under this contour with this smaller end, and I'm just going to clean that up. I like a nice clean line under there. You may not, and that's okay. Everybody's different. We're just gonna blend down the neck, make sure we have everything blended here so that I don't look like I'm wearing a mask. And make sure you blend your contour into your hairline. Okay, now to blend this part. I'm just gonna do small little circles. Look at that, how pretty that looks. Okay, I did not forget my eyes. Don't panic. I'm gonna go in with the smaller end and we're gonna tap lightly, okay? We're just gonna tap that out and over. My mirror's above me, so I have to look up for a second. That looks so nice. Okay, other side. Just tap, tap, tap. Stipple that. Now you probably notice if you do contour, I didn't contour my nose. Okay, I have a crooked nose. You can see it, it's obvious. I have not figured out how to contour my nose where it doesn't draw attention to it. So what I'll do is I'll get like a smidge of contour or bronzer and I'll just like do the whole thing. You're not supposed to do that, but I do. Okay, I'm just patting this out a little bit more. All right, now I'm gonna go in. I've got everything blended. I'm gonna go in with my bronzer. It's right here. I'm just gonna tap lightly. Now bronzer goes where the sun would naturally tan you. So like here, here, a little bit on the tops of my cheeks. Now, if you had to do a lot of color correcting before you put your makeup on, I would not like drag my brush across because that'll just move everything. And you don't want to undo everything you just did. But I didn't color correct up there, so that's fine. Okay, got the bronzer on. A lot of people bronze their neck, bring it down. I don't do that. It's personal preference. I'm gonna go in with my, if I can find it, lip and cheek shade, which I'm gonna mix these two. That's what's so great about this makeup. You can mix, you can match, you can make your own colors, you can do whatever you want. It's awesome. So I'm gonna use two of the scariest colors. Everybody sees these and they're like, no, those are ridiculous. But this is one of my favorite colors of all time, and it's black cherry, and this is ruby, and together they're gonna be beautiful. So I'm just gonna tap lightly, like look how much pigment. That's a lot of pigmentation. So we're just tapping, and I'm gonna put that right there, right on top of my, I need a little bit more on this side, I think. Ooh, doesn't that look so scary? It looks so scary. Watch, we'll blend it out. Trust the process. Just blend that into your contour. You can bring it up if you want. Smile so we can see where those apples are. Get my age and they start to disappear. They're hard to find. Okay, and sometimes I get a little carried away with my blush and I get too far in here. So I'm gonna show you how to fix that too. Let's see, I'm gonna have a little too much on. You know what you do when you have too much on? You just keep blending it. Blend it out. And it looks way more, like way heavier on here than it does in real life. So I'm pretty happy with how it looks. Now, to clean this up, I'm just gonna flip this back over to the end that I used earlier. I'm gonna tap and kind of pull. And we'll move that under eye color back into place. And if you feel like, well, it's not quite how you like it, go back in, put a little bit more on. I'm gonna put a smidge more, like right here on each side. Perfect. That's perfect. Okay, then I'll go in with my illuminator. I use rose gold. It's so pretty on so many skin tones. It's amazing. So I just put that on the tops of my cheeks, cheekbones, not my cheeks, but I like to put it down my nose and on the end. And don't forget the Cupid's bow. It just makes it look so pretty when the light hits it. And then if you want, you know, you can add your lip color. You can line your lips, whatever. This is just a basic face that I wanted to show you, that you can do all of it with one brush. Now that that's done, all I would do is go in with my setting spray, which I use Urban Decay All Nighter. I know this is for more oily skin, but it works for my skin. So I use it and I love it. Or you could go in with, if you have super dry skin, go back in with our setting spray, spray it all over, let it dry, and you're set to go. I do like to, when I use our setting spray, I like to use our perfector sponge and just tap it in all over. And actually you can go over your face when you're done with your makeup and just kind of push it in, make sure it's, you know, there's no extra caking anywhere. This will pick it up if it is. This thing is wonderful, but you don't have to buy ours. You could just get one at Ulta, the dollar store, Walmart, wherever. So that is it for this tutorial. I'm not going to do any lipstick or anything. Just wanted to show you how you can put all that on and blend it out with one brush, the 3D brush. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.